What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Fightful Overbooks, Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. It is Friday, September 27th, and we are so glad you are here to watch our show for the next hour. And I'm going to bet we're going over because there's so much to talk about this week. We had so much stuff going on that it's been pretty exciting with everything. I mean, it gives us a lot to talk about. But as I start every show, Maggie, how the hell are you? How you doing?
Rob, what a month this past week has been for me.
What a
Um,
month this past week has been. I like that.
yeah, an emotional roller coaster. I'm not gonna get into it as much. Hybrid. I'm so happy to see you in the chat. I'm not gonna go as deep as I would like to.
Wow. We're starting right back where we were last week.
Wow, 2 minutes in.
And not
Yes,
even. Yeah,
yes.
here we are again.
Mm-hmm.
For that before.
I got some, not so great news on Tuesday morning, some medical crap, but let's move past this. I will not talk about it any more
All right.
than we have to. And then Raw happened. Apparently it was a pretty good episode of Raw, but because of the news I got, I just didn't pay attention to it. The thing I remember was me laughing my ass off when Dom was trying to do the lowrider thing at the beginning of Raw. It was so stupid. Like it was, oh my god. So I remember laughing a lot. And then uh, I was able to binge all 6 episodes of the Vince documentary, which we will discuss right
Yeah. Sounds
here
exciting.
in a bit. Yeah, yay, cannot wait. Uh, so the good news is that I was working the day shift today, and uh, the regular customer that from time to time brings me homemade meals. He
Nice.
cooks really good. Yeah, he
Yeah.
showed up and he was like, I know I promised your entire team mashed potatoes. I kid you not. This dude makes the most delicious mashed potatoes ever. And you may think that mashed potatoes are really easy to make. They're not. Like he makes those with a bunch of love. And my mouth is watering as I'm explaining this to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he brought me some mashed potatoes, and I'm like, you have no idea how much I needed those mashed potatoes right now. So I gulped the entire thing.
That's nice.
And he was like, this was supposed to, you were supposed to have mashed potatoes until tomorrow. And I'm like, well, big deal.
Yeah.
Tough shit. I don't have any. So you're going to have to bring some more. So, hi, guys. Let me do my shtick. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us so much. We appreciate you having us in your homes, offices, ears, eyes. I'm so sorry. And everything in your Friday afternoon, morning, day, whatever you're watching us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. The best way to support this is to leave a like on the video. Please, I will not shut up about this. Leave a like on the video. If you like to send us a super chat, you can. It's the bottom of the YouTube live chat, the little dollar sign. Any amount will get your question or statement read live on the air. You can also send us a humper chat at humperchats.com. It makes us keep a little bit more of the proceeds. It also will get your comment or question or statement read live on the air. This is the best way to support Rob and I because we are poor.
Yeah.
Also, please subscribe to Fightful Overbooked, subscribe to youtube.com/Fightful. And last but definitely not least, subscribe to Fightful Select. You will get everything and more out of your Fightful Select experience. Oh my God, Ryan's here. I missed you so much and your stupid goofiness.
Ryan sends us a super chat as we kick off the show. He says, remember, you two, it's all in the hips. That is true. It's all in the hips.
It is all
And
in the hips.
yeah,
Thank you for, for showing up to work, Ryan. We
and
miss you immensely, Ryan.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, yeah, thank you very much for joining. And Maggie, I just got a third message here, so here we go.
Hey Maggie, this is Rob Taven, Matt Taven's brother. He just wanted me to apologize that you had to find out about Wardlow's knee injury on Twitter. So that's all. Just wanted to let you know. Peace out. Hey Maggie, this is Rob Lowe. Just wanted to let you know I'm sorry about you having to find out on Twitter about Wardlow's knee injury. He's going to be okay. We're very sorry you had to find out on Twitter like this. Wardlow couldn't call because he's at rehab right now, but he wanted me to reach out because he knows I listen to the show. So he wishes you the best, and that's pretty much it. Take care of yourself. Hey Maggie, this is Rob Jarrett, ROBBJARRETT. My brother Jeff wanted me to call and apologize that he was not on AEW Grand Slam. He knows he let you down, but he will be on AEW Collision, which you can watch this Saturday on TNT. So hope you do.
Just wow. Just, I mean,
Like all of them at the same time.
well, I
right?
mean, yeah, I saved them all because that's important because I wanted them to do all three at one time, show them. I mean, I don't know, but Rob Jarrett, man, I didn't know he was from Nashville too, or the Memphis area.
Yeah,
That's something.
that is brand new information. I love your accent, by the way. You did good.
What are you talking about? That's not me. Yeah.
Jesus. Did you mute yourself?
I don't know what happened there. I've got to check my audio here. But
Yeah, you're not in the correct microphone right now.
I think.
No. Okay.
All right.
Talk now.
Hello.
Yeah, it's perfect now.
No? Okay.
It's perfect now.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Technical
Yeah.
difficulties. Who would have ever thought?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, Maggie, it's been an exciting week for starting off with. I mean, you talked about Raw.
So exciting.
Yeah, Raw was Raw. I mean, the cool thing was, what did you think about Mr. Jey Uso winning the title, the Intercontinental Championship from Mr. Braun Breaker?
The match was good. Probably I would like to think one of Jey Uso's best singles matches. Again, this is me paying the most attention to Raw as much as I could. I've been enjoying Braun Breaker doing the clothesline from the apron to the announce table. That's kind of his thing. I don't know if yes, at least you have your headphones. I don't know if the barricade spot has outgrown its welcome. What do you think? Like every time, like if a match has a barricade spot, that means that it's really important match and you should pay attention to the feud. I don't know, like they're probably doing a barricade spot on every episode of WWE television, whether it be Raw, NXT, or SmackDown. I understand it'll always look good, but like when you see it all the time, it loses its spark. It's weird because like they said how many years the Usos have been a part of the main roster. Did they say 13 years or like what?
Oh, I don't remember what they said, but it's been
Like I'm sure the
been
people
about
in the
13
chat
years, so.
are way more, um When it comes to memory, Rob and I are not the people to do that. Yeah,
Say what?
so this is fascinating for me because like this is its first singles title, and the crowd went nuts,
Yeah.
absolutely nuts. Um, and I guess we're gonna see where this goes from here. I have no idea if they're gonna do the Bloodline and Bloodline 2.0 thing in War Games scenario, where this what this means for Jay in the IC title. I don't know if um, I'm gonna go a bit off track here because you watch NXT, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're hyping up the second match between Tony D'Angelo and Obafemi. And they're trying to make us believe that Tony D'Angelo is actually winning that championship from Obafemi because, like, everything that the way they're portraying it on television, like the family is hyping him up. He has the background music and everything. It's like Rocky all over again. And like he's facing people in the ring, with boxing gloves and everything. Like it'll be just pure how do I say that? Um
Pandemonium.
if they make him actually not win the championship
Oh,
because like
okay.
they they they're making it sound like if it's a big deal, and I will never mind for Tony D'Angelo to dethrone Obafemi. Um, so if they actually pull the trigger with this, and Obafemi directly goes to the main roster, and his debut on the main roster is an open challenge against Jey Uso, and he squashes the guy, I will not, I will not mind whatsoever.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying there. I don't think that's gonna happen. What I
Well,
think.
I don't think. I hope.
No, I know. No, I know. Okay. Well, I, I don't see that happening.
Sure.
The I'm glad they gave the title to him. I think the way that they are going is I still believe that we're gonna see. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna see a rematch pretty quickly. It wouldn't surprise me if we see one on Raw already with Uso and Braun.
Yeah.
And I think what we will see, this is just what I think we'll see, is I think we'll see one of the Bloodline members cost him the title. I know people
And this
won't
is how
like
you
that.
set up.
That's how I think it'll happen.
Well,
Otherwise,
you've mentioned this before.
yeah, I also believe that one way to do it, like, is to add him into the match by like having that Intercontinental title.
I'm being
match.
added in.
Yeah, you are. How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
From New York. He just got back from New York.
Your ball struck my foot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is this a football reference that I will never get?
No, Maggie.
No.
Did you see the news about Happy Gilmore 2?
What is that? Oh, MJF.
Yes. Have you seen the first
No.
Happy Gilmore? Oh, you should. Like I'm not a big Adam Sandler guy, but that's
I just I've never enjoyed any of his movies.
And that's understandable. There are certainly a good 15 movies of his you could have come across and thought there's
same.
nothing good. Yeah, there's nothing good that this guy does. But there's a couple. Like I don't like Billy Madison. I really like Happy Gilmore though. But yeah, MJF got a role in Happy Gilmore 2, which good for him. Good for him. Is that fan made? Did you make that, Rob?
Yeah, I made it. I made it. Yeah.
It has Rob written all over it. Is this why he was written off with the Garcia thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. That is why. Man, I've got so many scoops to type up and release over the coming days. But yes, that is why he's been filming since the beginning of the month. And I'm told that he's liking it an awful lot. So just natural pick for this kind of movie. And Adam Sandler has been known to cast wrestlers. Like Kevin Nash was in Grandma's Boy. And then on The Longest Yard, like, my God,
He
there
stole the
was
show.
Goldberg, Great Khali, Steve Austin, Nash was in it. Bob Sapp was in that. Like a lot of people. So yeah.
Isn't like is this considered one of the quickest ways from wrestling to to movies? Because like at least
Quick.
that type of caliber of a big wrestling company to jumping to a movie set. Like I don't know if I've ever. I'm probably wrong, but like it seems like he just started wrestling in AEW when AEW started, and now he's
Yeah.
in movies.
Well, I mean, that was certainly like his explosion on the national scene, but I mean, he had been around for, I want to say, a few years before that because,
Mhm.
gosh, I think he had wrestled for about 4 years before AEW. So I mean, he's got about 10 years of experience under his belt there, and he always wanted to get into acting. Like he always wanted to do something like that, and I know that he did. So he did the Iron Claw, and a lot of the scene was cut. But he also did a direct-to-video movie where he did a voice, the voice of Killer Croc as well. And he appeared on a couple TV shows, but this is by far the biggest thing that he's done, and one of the bigger things that an AEW guy has done outside of AEW. Like, I don't know how big the role is. The way that it was told to me was that it was a pretty sizable spot for a guy who had never really done much of anything in acting. Like and Adam Sandler, let's be real, even if he was a bad actor, Adam Sandler casts a lot of bad actors who happen to be his friends. But I think MJF's going to do really good.
Yeah. I do too.
I never thought that. Of course, I always thought, but I never. I didn't think it was gonna be this soon, but I thought that I was gonna have time to prepare myself to watch MJF not in a wrestling role. So this is gonna
Yeah.
be a bit weird for me. I
I
don't.
think he'll do great.
I have zero doubt that he'll crush, everything that
I
he sets his mind to, but it's gonna be just so weird.
I feel like Maggie should be assigned to watch a few Adam Sandler movies.
Why do you hate me so much?
I mean, here's the
You don't
thing.
want
We
to
should
walk.
assign her ones that we know are good, Rob, and then like
Yeah.
a couple that we know are really bad.
Okay, pay me.
I mean, but yeah, obviously. I mean, obviously
Okay.
that'd be a part of it.
Yeah.
But like, she wouldn't know any better. Happy Gilmore, Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
50 First Dates, Little Nicky. You can decide which one you consider good. Oh man, Uncut Gems. That's not even that doesn't even count as an Adam Sandler movie. Like
The
I'll say
stupid
this.
thing is, you legitimately can be just spewing off words, and I will not know that these are legitimate movies.
If you have anxiety, don't watch Uncut Gems because it nearly killed me.
I'm
Like,
built
that's-
off of anxiety, Robert.
oh my
I-
God, it was
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Your
I
audio's a
know.
little fuzzy, Rob. A little quiet.
boy.
Tap your microphone real quick. Okay,
we
it's
back?
plugged in. Oh my
Slap
gosh,
that
much
shit.
better. Much
There we
better. You got to deep throat that thing, man. You got to cradle it.
There
You
you
gotta-
go. There's soupy.
you gotta-
Okay, here's
Get
the
ready.
thing. You get to go away in a few minutes, but I'm gonna have to stay here for the rest of our show.
Tap tap taparoo.
So, question: have you finished all of the event stock?
Yes, I have. I finished it yesterday.
What are your thoughts that they? Okay, so there's a couple of things that like caught my attention. They missed some of
Couple?
the stuff on. Well, okay. What's important to me was the Bret Hart stuff. They didn't mention like quite a bit about some of the stuff that they were missing. Like Bret had, like Pat LaPrade, I believe. He spoke about how Bret had, at that time, in his contract, he had
Oh yeah, his contract was not immediately up.
yeah, but he also said he had like character like a character control per se. Like he had input in his
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, it was
My-
reasonable creative input is what it was called, I
Yeah.
believe.
My question, but did it turn out it was on like a handshake deal? Because that part, like I don't understand, because wouldn't Brett have?
I think there was a contract. There was a 20-year contract at play.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a handshake because they had to find like loopholes and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think that the majority of that, I think they probably didn't go into that because Wrestling with Shadows covered so much of it, like so much of it. And I guess they only had 6 episodes, but yeah, there were definitely some things that they omitted, and probably not intentionally. I don't think. I think it just happened to fall that way.
Well, like the biggest thing that also caught my attention that they didn't talk about was, I mean, granted, it was from our interview that you had with him, what, 4 years ago? Brett
Yeah.
mentioned how much they paid Mike Tyson
Yes.
and how much,
Well,
like, the difference there.
Oh yeah, it was bullshit. The whole thing about, his deal. I don't know what got up Vince's ass about wanting Brett out of WWE. You can say, oh, well, the company was, no, listen, that was creatively one of the best years ever. You could very clearly see that it was about to pay off. You could see, like, the show was on fire. And if the show is on fire, eventually asses are in seats and viewers show up. If the show is good long enough, people see that. Bret Hart in the Attitude Era would have been phenomenal. Think about how much Stevie Richards got over with the right to censor. Bret didn't have to go full right to censor, but Bret could have been that moral compass that, was covering women up when they were stripping and all that stuff. Like that's the kind of guy Bret Hart was. Bret could have been so good in that era. And like, we didn't see full on feuds with Triple H, with Mankind, with Kurt Angle, with any of those people. Like, we didn't get to see this. Chris Jericho at that. Bret Hart would have been great and would have paid off wonderfully. And not only that, as the years went on, I mean, here's how most contracts work. As the years go on, especially with really, really long-term deals, it ends up being very like team friendly, so to speak. If you're under contract for a very long time, you've signed for that money up front, eventually it usually works out in favor of the company, at least in wrestling, because if performances diminish, you can find something else for them to do. I know that they would have had him doing something else. Like, he wasn't going to wrestle till he was 57, obviously. But yeah. Man, there was a lot that I found ridiculous there. There were a couple times Vince really told on himself when he talked about WCW rating talent. And then he was like, oh, there's no honor in that. And they said, you did that in the 80s. And he goes, no, I was just trying to compete. They said, well, weren't they doing that? And he goes, yeah, but not really. Well, yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. And then there was one where he talked in circles talking about Shane wanting to buy the UFC.
Oh my God,
Shane,
that was so awkward.
Yeah. And Shane was like, I saw it as a really great investment. I saw it as plug and play. He wasn't familiar with the business model, but I was, and I could have made it work. And then they sold it for however many billion. And Vince had the balls to say, yeah, well, it wasn't a good investment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay to admit that your son came to you with an investment idea. Ah, man.
Yeah.
My God.
That's not the biggest problem in the head of Vince McMahon, because I like watching all 6 episodes of this documentary made me want to dust off all of my psychology books and read them all over again.
Yeah.
And I haven't for 10 years. It was just absolutely fascinating, and not in a good way whatsoever. Rob?
The other thing, there were 2 things that also caught my attention, and I think you mentioned it in a tweet. Paul Heyman was like kind of beside him during like during his interviews. I think that was you. I think you mentioned that in a tweet that Paul Heyman was pretty much by his side. It sounded like, maybe that was somebody else, but that was interesting. Kind of like filling him in on like some of the memory type things. The other thing
Yeah.
too was the Sable story. Like he didn't recall it.
Oh boy.
But that
yeah.
was just. I was
so
like,
he claims.
yeah.
So he
He-
claims.
He just flat out dismissed everything that people um, told him that he was responsible for. And obviously, he's been doing this his entire life. And that's and that's not even scratching the surface, man. I don't know if you noticed how incredibly careful Paul Heyman was in all of his wording. He was
Oh, yeah.
so careful. So he's probably the only person that I'm almost sure that told no lies. Like his words cannot be twisted, in a way that Brett also, but like you will understand that Brett will always be right in his mind about absolutely everything that he said. But
Yep.
I adore Brett, but he also said that the figure four doesn't hurt, and it absolutely does. So like,
Yeah, it does hurt. It for
it
sure
does
hurts,
hurt.
yeah.
It for sure hurts. Out
does.
of almost all the documentary series, I was especially flabbergasted by Trish Stratus. Like
Yeah.
she sounded as if she had zero trouble with everything that she did, with in her role with Vince
Yeah.
McMahon. And I will never stop saying this. You can absolutely 100% support someone and tell them to their faces that they're pieces of shit. Like
Yeah.
that's totally normal, and people should normalize this. Like you don't stop supporting someone if you say to their faces that they're pieces of trash. Obviously that doesn't um that doesn't count when you're Vince McMahon. I like this entire documentary, man. It was like textbook. It was really textbook, like, because if you're someone who hasn't been watching wrestling for a while, the documentary is just a wrestling documentary, a documentary about
Yeah.
wrestling, how everything that Vince started, the way he took the business from his father, who, by the way, wasn't a part of his life for a bunch of time. And then he flat out says that they never talked about why he wasn't a part of his life. And I was like, oh, and everything just made sense from there on. And I'm like, can you just, be so involved with your father doing the thing that you love, which is so important? It's wrestling and it's this big.
Yep.
And you just flat out do not talk with your father about all the troubles that are obviously a part of your life to this day. And they just, never talked about this. And Vince says, I just wanted him to be proud of me. And then a couple of episodes later, you see Shane McMahon's point of view, which is exactly the same, but, a bit different.
Yeah.
And like you got to feel for Shane O'Mac. Like I've been pretty vocal on this show that if and when, I don't know anymore, if he shows up at AEW, I'm probably gonna barf. But like I don't need a 50-something-year-old man doing this and this on the television. I don't want that. It's stupid, and I don't want to see it. Yeah, but like I kind of feel for Shane O'Mac, man. Like I never thought I was gonna say this, but like he did absolutely everything that he did. Probably he shouldn't
He
have.
came out looking really good. Shane came out looking great in all this.
In all the documentary, like I came out with the most sympathy for Shane McMahon. Do you have one of your cats there?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I was just leaning over to do cocaine.
Of course,
I do.
of course. I just thought that one of your cats was carrying the cocaine.
I blocked them out.
Damn it. Yeah, so Shane McMahon came out looking pretty good. He won my sympathy. Stephanie McMahon looked shady as fuck. Because like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm not gonna talk about that story. And then people started talking about the story, like that Vince McMahon pitched, and I was just cringing my ass off. He
Well-
cannot be this vocal about something that this isn't okay, man. You're a fucking psychopath, okay? Like
Well,
this.
sorry to cut you off there, but to be honest with you, but she probably didn't know he was going to talk about it. Like that's why she didn't want to bring it up. I'm granted, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, which I normally don't do for the McMahons, but I kind of see why she didn't want to talk about it. But I don't know.
I feel like Stephanie McMahon is a different kind of McMahon.
That's I think they're
She
all different.
like everyone
in a
talks
way.
about how supportive she is with the women in the locker room, and like I don't know if anyone's ever said a bad word about Stephanie. Of course, I am nowhere near that locker room. I'm nowhere near the business. I don't think I'm allowed to speak on the matter, but like she looks that way, and all the shady ways that she stepped away, when Vince butted his way back into the company. You can talk a lot about this, but the Trish Stratus thing, and then the so-called Steve Austin thing, saying I don't believe in CTA. I'm like, this isn't Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That's like, what do you mean you don't believe in this? Like, it just, and this is the thing. This isn't a live interview. Like, you can pretty much, because like you can spur some awful crap when you're live, but like this is a thing that you can probably say, oh no, this isn't what I meant, and then say whatever the hell you want and make those people cut it off.
Yeah.
This is the thing that he obviously wanted out there, which is the baffling part, because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, okay? Like, it's one of our favorites, but like I feel like those sorts of documentaries will always show a different side of your favorites that you just do not want to see whatsoever.
So my next question.
Now, somebody said, I don't know why Meltzer was even involved. I thought Meltzer was very good in this documentary. He kept them in check an awful lot.
Yeah.
First of all, and second of all, he needed to bring some, joy and happiness into this documentary with his hair from
when he was on Donahue. Absolutely, yeah.
Enjoyed it. I enjoyed the crap out of it. It was probably the only time I cackled.
Yeah. No, he had that. He was a big dude too. So we found out about we heard the Lucha Brothers report today. So that sounds very interesting. We've seen a lot of the people, a lot of reactions go towards basically both companies. Like, in a way, people have been saying, I don't like it when WWE does it. I don't like it when AEW does it. And I think you made a great point. Let them go out, put some teams over, then let them go. I think that's the best way to do it. So, you see them keeping him for another year? Do you think it'll be that long, or do you think they'll do?
No, I don't think they'll keep him for the entire time, personally. But I mean, there are a lot of people that act like I've seen the word hostage, being held hostage used, and I'm like, I think the phrase I used on In the Weed is like, chain me to the pipe drain if being held hostage is getting to hang out at home earning six figures. Because
that Jeremy and Joel are crazy.
They had planned for these guys to win the trios titles at All In.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to name names. I have. Penta has told people as far back as June that he was talking with WWE, to the point to where I saw physical messages. Like, you cannot do that and expect to emerge unscathed. Now, contract tampering is not a real thing in wrestling. It's a gentleman's agreement. There's torturous interference, however, whenever you're offering deals to people who are under contract. Penta was under contract for a number of months with the option of a number of months tacked on, and he was talking about a deal, telling WWE that he wanted to go straight to the main roster, that he was a package deal with his brother. I don't know why you would do that and be so brazen about it, knowing that this is a possibility. And listen, TNA has done this, WWE has done this. You extend time. AEW wanted to keep these guys to the point where they offered them deals that didn't end up getting signed. Now, the Lucha Brothers do not owe that to AEW to sign those deals, but you honor the contract. Now, every contract and situation is different. Lucha Brothers have not been mistreated. They have not been like poorly booked or anything like that. You could always say people could be booked better, but with
Probably
Miro,
one of the best cage matches against the Young
there
Bucks.
you go.
Yeah.
With Miro, he asked for his release, and there's clearly a disconnect there, and he's making an insane amount of money. So you could look at that a whole lot of ways. But look at FTR. FTR were in WWE, and the only word for that was they got strong-armed. They were told, oh, yeah, I know your deals are coming up, but what we're going to do is add injury time unless you turn over these trademarks that you yourself spent thousands of dollars on. To me, that is a lot worse than what's going on here. Now, does that absolve anybody from anything? Not really, but these contracts were signed knowing that, and these people did miss that amount of time with injury. Now, there have been ones that I thought were complete bullshit. Matt Hardy's was complete bullshit. He informed them that his contract was coming up in April or March, and they said, oh, yeah, well, we're going to extend you past WrestleMania due to injury time. And he was like, injury time for what? Because here's the deal. Just because you're not wrestling doesn't mean that your time keeps ticking or your time stops ticking. If you appear on the show, you're working. You are performing. That's why, like, Cody Rhodes was filming his documentary throughout the entire time he was out with a pec injury. So his time was not frozen, and he made sure that they knew that. So
yeah,
an awful lot there, but I have to go eat chicken fried rice.
One question before you go, since
Okay.
Maggie and I are huge, not only Miro fans but also AJ Styles fans. Any updates on AJ, and what are your odds of him staying?
So I saw some people playing with the wording of my report where I said people in the industry believe. Listen, there's a reason I do that. There's a reason I do that. His deal is expected to expire. As of right now, they don't really know what to do. From what I understand, he had agreed to like a 1-year extension or something that put him through this year, like another short extension or an option or something like that. But he hasn't been factored into creative plans. I don't know if they're going to do a send-off. If I were them, I would do a send-off. He has been incredible for them for almost 9 years now. He has exceeded everything that many people thought that he would achieve, especially under Vince McMahon. So I'm
Mr.
working on
TNA.
it. Yeah, I would love to see him go into the TNA Hall of Fame and do a final match there as well. But yeah, I got to go pick up this chicky fried rice, guys.
All right. Peace.
Enjoy.
Thanks for joining. All
You know,
right,
the
so we
stupid
got-
thing is chicken fried rice would probably give you constipation.
Oh no, it's good stuff. Well, I mean, yeah, Sean gets constipated. We know that, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Chicken fried rice is good. Is what I would call good stuff.
Yeah.
So Maggie,
yeah.
so that news came out about Miro too. Last week we talked about that, but we haven't really heard any updates on that. So
Mhm.
I've always been the same, like with talent. I always side with talent. You know, if they want to go
Yeah.
and it can be worked out. Granted, like it varies. Like in stages, you can't just let a champion just walk out. Like, so I'm not saying it like every time or you know, like there has to be certain things that have to come into place. Like Miro hasn't been on TV, he hasn't wrestled a match since December, right? So it's just just November maybe. I can't Wrestle Dream of last year, right? Was that the last
Yeah.
one? I think. Either way, we haven't seen him in
Or
forever.
World's End? I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
World's End,
remember.
one
it.
of the two.
It's
World's End.
one of the
We haven't
two.
seen him in forever, so it's like one of those things. If he wants to go, let him go. I hope. But the AJ Styles thing, I part of me just doesn't know, because like granted he's, you can say one thing and do another, and we always talk about motivation. The one thing that I do know is, and he's talked about it, so it's not me like spoiling anything. He did talk about how his son, I think his oldest son, is starting college, I think that could have played
We're
maybe part.
talking about AJ Styles now, right?
Yeah, now, yeah, I said I was going to talk about AJ Styles. So AJ, like taking like, part of me wonders if he took time. This is speculation, so make clear that.
Yeah, he told that during his fake retirement thingy.
Yeah,
He talked.
but I mean,
yeah.
there's things like that where, but he's mentioned that before, like even before that fake interview, like, or that fake retirement. So I'm wondering if that has something to do, like, in play, like, so if there's a reason why they don't have a storyline for him, because they can find something. I know they can. It's not just like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So there's part of me, and the other thing too, he has said before that he said this was going to be his last contract, like the one that he had. Granted, things change, priorities change, and granted, WWE has changed their live event ways way down, and we've seen how they're doing that. I know you want him to face Kenny Omega really bad, but I'm asking you that. What are the odds that you think AJ Styles stays? And then, what are the odds that you see him staying? What are the odds you see him actually going to AEW, or the odds of him actually just retiring?
I will give you the most boring answer of them all, and that's for all three of those 50-50. I mean, I'm sorry,
So 30,
because like,
so 33% each.
33 points.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start with that promo. No.
No. 33.
33% chance. Yeah. It
I mean, don't get me
spells,
wrong,
what was
trouble
it?
for you at
Disaster for you at
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
Yeah. But
which he
I mean,
can be a part of.
I'd put it at 50% staying, 25% going to AEW, 25% TNA. That's what I'd put.
The thing is, I can only talk about what I want AJ Styles to do. Because, like, I don't think that he's
Maggie, let's be careful now.
Okay. Don't. What the hell? I'm on my best behavior today.
For now. Yeah. Hey, I had to be careful. I had to throw a warning out there.
Okay.
I didn't know where you're going.
But he hasn't been vocal about any of this. Like, he hasn't said.
We don't know if.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, we have no idea what the dude wants to do. And I can see that he can be enjoying his time with his family because dude's been around. Okay. He was a big thing in Bullet Club, in New Japan, TNA, Impact, and everything. Okay.
Oh,
wrong way.
Wrong way.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, he's been around the block a lot, and like
these last two comments are way uncalled for. That one. Don't get me wrong. Y2 AJ was pretty fun. But we don't need that. And then this one. I mean, I like Baron Corbin. Don't get me wrong, but you.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Like, guys, come on. Like,
be respectful.
Like, do you want me to block the two of you?
Like, no, we won't do that.
And those, like, Vasco and Piledriver Finisher are regulars on our show. I don't want you guys to go. Like, stop saying stupid shit. I was so enjoying. Yeah, I was so enjoying a Grand Slam episode of Dynamite with zero Chris Jericho. That's the gift that keeps on giving. Drink it in, man. That was funny. I feel like that was the last funny thing he did. No. By this time, I don't think that any match with Chris Jericho is a dream match of mine. Like, none of them. And this is me saying this. I was a huge Chris Jericho fan when I was growing up and I was watching wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, same here. Like that.
Yeah, it's okay to let it go.
Way back in the day, and then
like
absolutely. When he retired, the first, like, or I wouldn't say retired, when he took his long break after I don't know, when was that? 2007, 2008, like around there when he
Hmm.
left for a while. I was like, well, I got to get a new one, and it was Edge for a while, and then it was AJ Styles after that. So
Yeah. By the way, when you said that, like they didn't discuss, you know what? Going back to the documentary, they didn't discuss the plane ride from hell
yeah,
whatsoever. They didn't discuss, the in-ring sex scene between Lita and Edge.
Jimmy
Like they
Snuka, they didn't do that. I mean,
they mentioned that. They only
yeah,
mentioned him as
yeah.
a, as his physique when they were talking about steroids and everything. They just mentioned the guy. Eric, sweetie,
Thank you,
hi.
sir. We appreciate it. Eric sends us a super chat, says hello. Much love to you both and the show. Thank you very much. We appreciate you more than you know.
Yes, yes. So I'd like to hear your guys' opinion about um I don't have any friends. Like I have
Hey,
no friends.
mm, that's easy work.
Zero friends.
So we're we kind of got thrown off topic or off track. So I think
I
to
don't think we ever
rebound.
had a track.
Well,
Uh
that's true.
I will say one thing, by the way, about this last episode of Raw. The one thing that caught my attention was the women's tag team match between um Isla Dawn and Alba Fire versus Damage Control. A wonderful match, and I'm gonna need more of these matches, so just so we can highlight how good the women's tag team division can be. I'm gonna need more of that. I feel like this is the thing I remember from this last episode of Raw. Apart from, the lowrider thing with Dominic Mysterio, because that was fucking funny. I'm sorry. Like that fucking ridiculous. And Jay winning the IC championship.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna of course, mm, I will always adore women being highlighted on the show, but like when you have women's titles, I the tag team championships that haven't been, like, they don't mean much of anything, like at all almost. So having matches like these is a good way to show the people why they should care about that division.
Yeah. Well, so Maria, I understand what you're saying. I mean, they might not have had a problem with it, but that was like a big at that time. That was a big deal for
Yeah.
Vince. Took a lot of heat from not only like from
First of all,
parents.
allowing, and second of all,
Yeah.
making them do that. Like it's
Yeah.
not it's not about, having problems with it, but like it was a really controversial thing.
And there
Like
were
they
people that tried to stop it.
yeah.
There like I believe John Cena like even said that before. Like he talked to I no don't get I could be wrong. So I'm just trying to recall. I think part of that story, John Cena even said something, and I can't recall, but I swear it was John that um I don't know.
Yeah, because like um I of course I'm gonna be really cringy about all the ridiculous storylines such as this took place on a Monday Night Raw. Um it's I'm fascinated and at the same time really sad when I watch wrestling documentaries about that part of the wrestling industry when women weren't portrayed as wrestlers. They were portrayed as eye candy for, the male wrestling fans. I will always cringe about that because what a long way we've grown, and it's really it's really sad when you think that this was a legitimate part of the thing that we love so much, like Braun panties match, and like women barely having anything covering their bodies, and like it's just incredibly wrong. Just I don't, and I understand some of them might not have had a problem with that, but me personally, it's like you have a job to do when you know that the next generation of women are watching you, and
Yeah.
the women's revolution couldn't have come faster.
So so this is like what I found, like on that, because I swore like there were some issues. Lita made a massive revelation during a Twitch stream. Lita claimed that she didn't want to do the controversial segment with Edge on Monday Night Raw in 2006, where the two of them indulged in inappropriate action in the middle of the ring to celebrate Edge's title victory. The segment took place on the Raw after New Year's Revolution in January of 2006 after Edge cashed in on the Money in the Bank contract. Lita added that Edge, John Cena, and many other crew members tried to stop the segment, but Vince McMahon liked it and went ahead with it. She revealed that this ultimately led to her leaving the WWE, and the company buried her on the way out. So I knew John Cena said something before about it, and I mean that's the thing. Like, yeah, the birth of the
It's
hand, that was
just
brutal.
oh no.
Well, let's move on from that talk. Maggie, Grand Slam, AEW Grand Slam. What do you think of the show overall?
Listen, Darby Allin got beaten to death, so I will always be happy about that. No, so Nigel against Brian Danielson. I don't know what people were expecting, but I was so happy. Like that match was exactly what it had to be. I had a question about that match. What the hell did Nigel McGuinness say before tapping out?
Some people said he said,
Yeah, okay, so
F you?
commentary said, did he thank Brian Danielson?
Yeah,
He
that's
said
what
thank you.
commentary said, but
Yeah, commentary said that, but like the entire Twitter verse said that he
yeah,
said fuck you and then tapped out.
yeah, that's what I thought he said. But
Yeah, like I do not see Nigel McGuinness, clam digger, thank you.
yeah,
No, I don't.
yeah. I was
I
thinking
don't.
that, like, my thing was if he said thank you, they would have shaked hands. I don't think he like. I think it like is
Yeah,
to
but
keep
like
it
they
going.
had no time to shake hands
No, I know,
because
I do
like
know that.
Christian
Yeah,
Cage came out. This
yeah,
was a weird segment. I'm happy that Kip Sabian is getting TV time,
yeah.
but
How
like
about that?
stealing Christian Cage's pen
Yeah.
and then running away like a scared, little boy. Um, I have a question. Why didn't Christian Cage sign the contract
Before,
backstage? Yeah.
it's, who knows? It's
It's
it's a
just
question. It's a question
yeah.
that we'll ask for the rest of our lives.
Yes, this is important. Young Bucks versus Osprey and Kyle Fletcher. It's almost as if the Young Bucks were pretty tired of people online saying, "Oh, you can't wrestle. Your gimmick sucks and everything." And so they decided to have a banger of a match. This match was absolutely awesome. That combo that they're doing right now, on the top rope, the senton into a power bomb. I always love it when tag teams who have been together ever since they came out of the womb just straight out like renew the repertoire,
Yeah.
because like as different as Young Bucks matches are, and I know that all the people out there are saying they're just exactly the same. They're not, because the Young Bucks are kind of chameleons when it comes to their matches. And yes, you can tell that I'm a Young Bucks fan, because like it depends on the kind of team that they're facing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
What do you think
So
of the
this
picture with Shane?
this yeah, I was getting to that. Just
Oh,
stop
gotcha.
interrupting
Sorry.
me.
Oh,
The stop interrupting me thing, and
yeah.
then I interrupt you all the time. Yeah. So the match was great. The title shots and everything. That's okay. I like. They're supposed to be the heels. I get that. I'm anxious to see what happens with the Don Callis family, because like the screwdriver continues to be a thing on this entire storyline. Yeah, so afterwards the Young Bucks um run into Shane McMahon at the airport, and here lies the different question: why is Shane McMahon always at airports?
Yeah, he's a busy man.
Like, stop being at airports with AEW talent, okay? Like, just stop it. Okay, so I was able to listen to In the Weeds from today for a little amount of time, and I caught the best time. So they Joel and Jeremy both talked about Shane McMahon coming to AEW as the Young Bucks' uncle, and he can be called Shane O'Buck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, that's actually
So
horrible.
I love this. I love this so much. So we have a really sour taste in our mouths because of everything on screen that Shane did at WWE. I will never stop stop hearing Braun in my head because this was so stupid. And then the way he put himself over at the Royal Rumble, like that's yeah. And I took that Royal Rumble really personally because Cesaro was not a part of that Royal Rumble, and I took that not well because I love Cesaro and I love Claudio Castagnoli now. So yeah, I took that way personally. So I was like, okay, so Shane McMahon eliminates all these people. Was he the one to eliminate Brock Lesnar?
No, I don't think so.
I don't even remember anymore. I looking at it from right now, I would have been absolutely perfectly fine with him eliminating Brock Lesnar. Right about everyone eliminating Brock Lesnar. Just get the fuck out. Hornswoggle eliminating Braun, but like Braun. Stop saying Braun. Brock Lesnar. Okay, just eliminate the guy. So because I don't know Shane McMahon the person, okay? None of us do, and probably Shane McMahon is a wonderful person. I hope that he's totally different from his father. The thing is, the thing that we know about Shane McMahon is the on-screen persona of Shane McMahon. I'm not gonna twist my words. I popped when he first came back to WWE and wanted control over Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
I popped hard. Okay, I was ready to for them to take a way different direction with their creative and everything, but like it turned out to be just a another dead end. We never learned what was in that safety box that they were talking about, because that's one of the mysteries. Okay, what was in the safety
What's in the
deposit box or
box?
whatever?
Yeah.
What's in the box? And then what the hell did The Rock give to Cody Rhodes that Cody Rhodes put in his pocket? Like, what the fuck was that?
Didn't
And look, no, like we have no idea what that was. All the unanswered questions. The pie in the face of Kevin Owens, like everyone said that it was Vince McMahon. But if it were Vince McMahon, this should have been covered in a documentary. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
This could have been one of the the controversies. Who threw the pie? Yeah.
Who threw the pie? Yeah.
Who threw the pie?
So
what do you think about the Shane O'Mac thing?
I think it's intriguing. I don't know. I just can't picture a McMahon being on a different show. Like, I mean, it's just weird. That's really he did. I can't picture it. But the thing is, you never say no, and you never say never in wrestling. So
that's the thing. It's wrestling, and it's 2024, so practically everything can happen.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know. I mean, part of me thinks that
Okay, why didn't you highlight Corey's comment? He's
I
at
didn't see it.
airports because he looks so fly.
I didn't see it. Sorry, Corey. But
No, why are you doing this to me, Corey? Jesus.
that was good.
Just no.
So let's see here.
Yes, yes.
What so SummerSlam that got announced for New York or New Jersey. Let me rephrase, New Jersey. That
Yeah, don't.
I know a lot of people got excited thinking it was going to go to London. That was just because, I mean, nothing was ever like said. Nobody reported it. It's just a lot of people speculated because AEW wasn't going to be there for All In. So everybody just
Yeah,
said,
but it's gonna be
WWE must.
there for Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
By the way, if I get my tickets right now for next year's Forbidden Door, they'd be 3 times cheaper.
Are they already on sale?
Yeah, the plane tickets.
Oh, sorry. Gotcha. I misunderstood. Like, I didn't know. I was like, huh?
Plane tickets.
Yeah, well, I didn't. You gotta like give me hints here because
I didn't specify. I didn't specify.
Maggie, you ready for a little Cooper effect action?
I am. Guys, I'm going to tell you all about this wonderful thing that I found on Instagram. And let me just, rewind a bit. So, what happens when you put 200 stray cats in prison? They're adopted kittens about to be, they're about to be put down. And then they come up with the awesome idea that the inmates can adopt the kitties, and literally play with them because they were because those were people in prison. Okay, so um they didn't abuse the cats. They showed them tenderness, and they no longer fought or brawled. They met with each other and shared experience with their cats. um because the ones that behaved well and were disciplined were the ones who got a chance to actually take care of a kitty in their cell. So they took the time to do labor work in prison, be on their best behavior, just so they can have a cat. And then they would meet with each other, at the what do you call the place when you eat in prison? What do you call it?
Cafeteria? Or...
The cafeteria. Yes, thank you. I should totally space that word. In a cafeteria, or in while they were walking with each other, like they would share cat stories. And I'm like, this is so incredibly so good. So these cats were about to be, because like no one looked for them, no one adopted them, they were about to be put down. So this was an awesome way. So I always pop when I see a huge man, with the muscles and the tattoos, and he's taking care of a really, really tiny puppy. Or he's stroking a cat, because like it just means that you can be a big person and have a soul at the same time. So I'm not saying that those prisoners, don't have that, whatever they're doing time for. I would like to think that they have this coming. But them taking care of cats is like giving them a second opportunity at life. And they're also giving, second opportunity for the kitties. This is incredibly good.
Yeah, it was cool. The one thing too, I found another photo from there. I mean, this. I always just do that to pop you because I know how much you love it. I remember that episode.
I will.
So much
I remember, like I cracked so much. I mean, and again, the stupid thing is, I'm mostly the one taking care of the Cooper effects, And I was
Yeah.
the one to find that Cooper effect, and I sent it to you, and then I lost it after I was looking at it for like probably 15 minutes, and then I just stopped talking, started talking about it, and I realized just how incredibly insane this cat looks. It's just absolutely
Uh,
ridiculous.
the good old days. So, um,
I'd be
yeah.
happy to take care of a cat when I know that I'm not in my own apartment and none of my clothes will, like, I don't give a crap about my jail jumper, like,
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Maggie, was there anything else we needed to cover? It feels like there was. Oh, we got a
I,
super
I,
chat that I forgot to. Eric sends us a super chat. He says Shane McMahon should retire Brian Danielson at Full Gear. Shane McMahon should start an MMA stable with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Here comes the money. Eric, how dare you?
I mean, we had a good run, Eric. Now that I'm going to block you. Block you. Oh my, what is happening today?
We're gonna
Block
block
you.
you. Maria says, Maria says New Jersey is a really good wrestling location. It's an excellent choice. MetLife, they've had numerous events, so yeah, it's definitely a good
They
place.
had a WrestleMania there, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
That's where
MetLife
the
Stadium.
Rock and Cena, yeah, Rock and
Yeah,
Cena.
the second, the two in a lifetime.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
so
this
that-
was the WrestleMania that brought me back to wrestling. Actually,
Oh, nice.
it was the one that Fandango beat.
Fandango.
It was so weird. Yeah, so probably the Mox thing, Moxley with Darby. Um, all the time I say, yeah, we know that Darby wants to die in the ring, and then he does stupid crap like that. This is the reason why Darby isn't interesting to me, because like I know that he's gonna do a bunch of crap. I know that I'm gonna be afraid to watch the match because he's fucking insane. And like, can you just stop wanting to die? Marin Shafir every week looks like a bigger badass to me.
Yeah.
It's like she tore the crap out of that protective layer on the floor as if it was nothing. Like she pulled it away, and Moxley was trying to explain to her why he was gonna punish Darby, and she was like, "Yeah, fucking do that."
Yeah. She's like, go
She's
ahead.
so badass. I adore. Like I feel like Marin Shafir is my favorite bit about this new version of BCC.
Yeah, I like it. I do.
Yeah, the entire audience were chanting for Yuta to come, to
Yeah.
say Bryan Danielson. After Bryan Danielson started choking Moxley with a tie of all things, a purple tie. So do you think that this, because Private Party came out, do you think that this was initially uh slated to be the Lucha Brothers? Because Alex Abrahantes was there.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Here's the thing,
I
like you
thought it
see
was.
Brian. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I don't know what they were doing. Like I'm like,
It was really funny because it was Bryan Danielson and Private Party and Commander, and then Alex Abrahantes, being in
Yeah,
the middle
I'm
of
like-
the ring. And I'm like, that's
yeah, like that's scary. Like I'm like, that's gonna stop them. That's what I was thinking. But,
Yeah.
Maggie, before I have you plug your shit, guess what?
no.
I'm gonna do some dad jokes. How's that sound?
Yes.
Which Star Wars character is best at Photoshop?
Which one?
Adobe Wan Kenobi.
Oh, that's so stupid.
I went to a brothel where there's no beds, just a lot of floor play. And then,
Okay.
what is Thor's favorite song?
What? Which one?
Living La Vida Loki.
Like I had a thing for Ride the Lightning, but that's an album. Like,
Yeah. That's a good album.
It's
One of my
a really
favorites.
good album. It's a really good album. I saved a bunch of dad jokes on Instagram, and now I can't find them. I'm so I
What
hate
the
it.
hell? What the hell, Maggie?
Yeah, I'm gonna search for them and give them to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes.
All right. Plug your shit, Mag. Key?
Did you just call me Mag?
Yeah, I know. I added it. I added it. It took me a while. There was a delay.
Don't blame your internet connection. You are not Kate. Guys, you can follow me on Twixter at Maggie_IK and on Instagram at Maggie.IK. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, after the show ends, be a doll and leave us a nice comment, below. It helps a lot with the algorithm, so we would appreciate the crap out of you. Rob, plug your shit yourself.
Hey, a lot of people like the jokes today. Thank you. I think I need to try to bring those back.
You need to bring those back. Yes.
Okay, Eric gives us one. He says, "Hey Rob, how did the telephone propose to his girlfriend? He gave her a ring." All right. Oh yeah, Kate. Yeah, she catches the strays. Oh, God,
Every time.
So, let me see if I still have this. Hold on one second. I'm gonna share a Kate story real quick. So like we know Wednesday she was at Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
What
the hell did she do?
Well, no, that's the funny thing. She had me do the she asked me to do the
thumbnail,
add the audio and stuff for the post show.
Okay. Okay.
Because Sean wouldn't be there, obviously, and she wasn't going to be doing it. So she asked me if I would, and of course I said yeah. And like she said, to get the thumbnail for YouTube from Gisberto, and I said, well, I already got that taken care of, and I'll show you what I did. So give me 1 second here.
Oh no.
I gotta download it.
Oh no.
1 second here.
What did you do?
Oh,
Robert, you speculative doggy.
It's good. Hold on 1 second here. She didn't say anything, so I don't think it went over that well.
I mean, did she see it?
Yeah, well, that I don't know. So maybe she didn't. Where the hell did it go? Come on. 1 second.
I mean, I'm so glad we decided to cut it to an hour.
Yeah, me too. As you can tell, we're...
Yeah.
All right, I just have to edit it here because YouTube or Twitter sucks now. Anytime you download a photo through Twitter messages, they add like some kind of weird format, so you have to change it so you can just download it. It's ridiculous.
Also, you can display it on something, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's X, so
that's not it.
Thank you, a kitty cat. I will.
Yeah, it was a cat meow.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Here it is.
Okay, if this isn't the best thing ever, it would be totally not worth it. Okay.
It was not really the best, but it was because she was at. Grand
Of
Slam,
course, she was at a live event. Yes,
so
but this wasn't the thumbnail, right?
That was the joke. Like I said, I already got it
okay.
taken care of. Here it is. So, I guess it's more of an inside joke. If you guys don't remember, people lost their shit because Kate. No, I'm going to, because it's so freaking ridiculous that people lost their shit. It's
ridiculous.
Because Kate is a big advocate, like we are, for women's wrestling, and she had to go to the bathroom. So she went to the bathroom. God forbid. And then she talked about getting chicken tenders, and people gave her shit for that too. So it's just one of those kind of things. People are assholes, and that's that. But guys, follow me at Rob Wilkins on X. You can also follow me on Instagram at Fightful Rob, and on Threads at Fightful Rob. And of course, we'll be right back here next Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern, and talking all kinds of fun and nonsense again. But
for an hour.
For an hour, maybe longer, like this one. But we want to say thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week.
Go make some garlic bread.
Yeah, go make some. Yeah, and Kate is awesome. Kate is fire. Yes.
Kate is awesome.
Yes. Guys, we say thank you, and we will see you again, like I said, next week. Peace out. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. You can check out all our previous episodes on your favorite podcast platforms or youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked.